Hi, thank you once again for joining me. Today I'm going to be bringing a teaching on we can't let go. We just can't let go now. Sometimes I guess we get weary and we just feel like giving up. But God has got a lesson for us today, and if you're one of those that feels like giving up, stay with me today as we continue on with what I sort of started on our last teaching in the book of Hebrews. So we're going to pick back up again today in the book of Hebrews, and let's start in chapter 4 and verse 3, using the Passion Translation. For those of us who believe, faith activates the promise, and we experience the realm of confident rest, for he has said, and it goes on from there, and he says, for those of us who believe, faith activates the promise. Now that's wonderful, but you might say to me, yeah, Dee, but I don't have faith. Obviously I don't have faith. Well, God has given to everyone faith. Faith is not like we think of it sometimes. Sometimes we think of faith as this some grandiose thing that's supposed to just flow into us, and then something miraculously happens out of us. No, we almost describe it that way sometimes, but a faith is a clinging. It's a holding on. It's believing regardless what else is going on. Faith is stronger than some thing that comes here and then just miraculously works. Faith is a substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It is a clinging to what we believe. And I'm going to be working my message right toward that today, because that's what popped out at me, and I knew it was for someone. So if you've been discouraged and you think to yourself, because you see, the first thing Satan wants to tell you, if you're a Christian, oh, then you just don't have enough faith. You need to be asking for more faith. To every man was given a measure of faith, and when the disciples asked for more faith, they went up to Jesus and they said, well, give us more faith, increase our faith. And he said, guys, if you had faith as of a grain of a mustard seed, in other words, I know you got that much, mountains would be moved. God has given us enough if we just used a portion of our faith for mountains to be moved in our lives. And you say, well, I don't see it happening. That's exactly what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. You see, when we say, I don't see it happening, that's stepping out of faith. How is that? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You don't need faith when you start seeing it. Faith, if you're asking for $1 and suddenly you have $1 in your hand, guess what? You don't need faith. But if you need that dollar and you don't have it, you stand in faith with God until you have it. If you say, but I don't see it, what you're doing right now is looking at evidence of faith. I know it sounds strange, but you see, faith is not of the natural. Faith is of the supernatural. So if we talk, if I talk about things about a kitten, or if I talk about things about a horse, they're probably going to be different conversations entirely. They're going to be different care for. I'm going to think different. I'm going to talk different than I would a horse versus a kitten. And that just came to my head. Any example. When we're talking natural, we talk one way. When we talk supernatural, we must talk another way. And so when we begin to say, I don't have faith, that's the natural. When we begin to say, I have faith in the Lord, that's supernatural. Now, if you need a miracle, it's going to have to come from the supernatural down to the natural. But if we let the natural carry the conversation, you can't have the supernatural. I know I'm going way out there with you today, but I want to show you where I've ended up. If we go to Hebrews chapter 4 in the Passion, chapter 4 verse 14. So then, we must cling in faith to all we know to be true. Is the Word of God true? Yes. Then what did Paul say? We must cling, hold on to. I can see a ship out on the water and it's being tossed like crazy. And there's this one pole, and you've seen pictures of it probably yourself. They're holding on for dear life. When we need a miracle, we must cling to what we know to be true. If this word is what we know to be true, then no matter what's going on around us, you latch yourself onto that truth and you hold on for dear life. It said, so then we must cling in faith to all we know to be true. I know I'm not through teaching on this, and I know I've kind of gone here and yon, like that boat story, or the cat and the horse. But do you see, sometimes we just have to hold on. We can't let go. What would you let go to? Failure? No. We can't let go. I encourage you today, if you are discouraged, down, finances, health, whatever the problem, you find the truth and you latch on to it like you're in the middle of the biggest storm and you're out on the boat and there's this one pole. You tie yourself around it and you don't let go no matter what comes your way. I know I'm speaking to somebody. I hadn't even planned on taping today, but God encouraged my heart to get in here. Someone was about to give up today, but God's got this. You cling to Him. He will see you through it. You will not fall. You will not break loose of this. You're going to hold on. Victory is yours. It belongs to you. Stay with us. Continue to go on through with us for more and more of these teachings. I thank you today for partnering with us by watching and sharing and liking. And God bless you.